first thing you need to do is be safe. Disconnect the appliance or turn off the breaker to avoid electric shock. Hello guys, welcome to DIY Repair Now. Today we're going to be working on a GE dishwasher. And the problem that we have with this dishwasher is that it's leaking water. And as you see, that's where the water comes in. That's when the water valves open and then water comes in, and it was always leaking water little by little until it got to the floor and damaged the floor. That's where the water valve is. That yellow device is the water valve, and that is the water connection. This is a copper pipe going into the water valve, but you probably have stainless steel or a PVC line going into yours. So like I said, you're probably gonna see a different tubing going into it. Right now I have a flexible Phillips screwdriver bit, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this harness. This is for the flow switch because it is in my way. And normally what I do is that I remove the whole dishwasher to be able to do this repair, but I remove the two screws that holds the water valve in place. And I'm gonna try to do this repair with the dishwasher in place because it's a lot of videos out there on how to remove the whole dishwasher out and be able to do it. But sometimes a lot of people don't have enough tools or the ability to remove the whole dishwasher. As you see, two screws right there, and it come out of the housing. This is the new water valve. That is the part number in case you want to order it. It's going to be a link in the description of this video. And this is a new water valve. However, the thread is not the same, so we're going to have to remove a piece from the old water valve and install it into the new one, because that part it's not included on the new water valve. Because and I find out kind of the downside of getting this water valve, because it should bring the water valve completely ready to install it in place. If this video helped you in any way, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We're gonna go ahead and upload more contents for you guys, and that help us. Go ahead and like, comment, and share, or leave a tip. All the information is in the description of this video. And go ahead and remove these screws that holds this piece in place. This is just to remove it from the old water valve, but we're gonna have to do more here. We're gonna go ahead and remove the whole thread, the part that basically we need, and use two Crazy Wrench or vice grips to be able to release this. It was very tight. I have to put some torque on it to be able to loose it up. Just go ahead and unthread this piece, and just make sure, take a picture before you start removing, that way you see the direction and what position the other one was, because if you don't remember, by the time you put it back on, it's not gonna be the same in the same position I meant. So go ahead and put some Teflon tape. This is to prevent the connection from leaking. And at the beginning of the video, it didn't show because my camera was on the other side, how I remove the water hose that goes attached where my left hand is a water hose that goes right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you at the end of the video. I use a long needle nose to remove the clamp from that water hose, but you can use a regular needle nose plier. I believe it will fit in there. I decided to use the long one to work more freely, but I believe a regular needle nose plier will do the job as well. And this is what I was trying to say. Go ahead and take a pictures, that way you see in what position the old one was, to leave this one in the same position. That way it would be easier for you to remember in what position it was, and it will be easier to put it back in place, because in my case over here I have a copper line. If you have a stainless steel line, which is a flexible line, is best, or a PVC line that is flexible, it will be best for you. But in my case, I need to leave this thread in the right position, that way I don't have to bend or kink the copper line, which we don't want to do that. Go ahead and put some Teflon tape on the other thread. This is where the water line goes connected. Make sure nothing is on the way, in the way. This is the water line. Sorry if some footage are not in the right place, but I got the camera in my forehead. So go ahead and turn it clockwise to be able to tighten this up, and use a crescent wrench to make it tight in place. Remember, don't over tighten it, because it's going to start leaking, and even after you tighten it, go ahead and make sure it's not leaking. In my case, and this connection that I'm doing right now, it was not leaking, but when I was finishing the repair, it started leaking in the other side where the other plastic line, water line goes. And I'm going to go ahead and show it to you in a little bit. This repair was a little complicated, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but this is because I have made the decision to do it in place and not removing the whole dishwasher, as you see, and also because the my water line, it was copper, as you see on my right hand. Trying to put this water valve back in place, and as you see, the red harness right there, those two terminals goes to the water valve, and right there I'm putting the other side of the water line that goes to the water valve in place. And that's the one I'm telling you later on. I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you that it started leaking, because it wasn't in all the way. It was not that it was ripped or anything was wrong with it, it was just that it was not in place. But I told you in a little bit about it. Once you get the water valve in the area, go ahead and put it where it goes. And this side of the footage, it doesn't look good, but I have another footage later on when I had complication with the water valve, and you're gonna see better what I'm doing, so just stay tuned. I know my hand is on the way, and like I said, the complication of this repair is because I decided to do it in place and not removing the whole water valve. As you see, I'm using a flexible drill bit with a Phillips screwdriver, but you can use a torpedo, which is one of these small torpedo screwdriver, where they're very small. You can just use one of those if you don't have this flexible line for your drill. Go ahead and plug this terminals for the flow switch that I just I removed it because it was on the way. Now it was not necessary, but it was on the way, and it was, you know, bothering me, so I disconnected just to be able to remove the water valve. Remember, before and after, before you start working on it, go ahead and disconnect your appliance or turn it off at the breaker, and also close your water valve to be able to do this repair. Keep in mind, sometimes these water valves are old. They might close, but they might not open back again, so just stay, you know, positive. Sometimes, you know, this is one of the things that I don't like about doing dishwasher, and it's because a dishwasher involves plumbing. As you see, I have a water leak, but it's not from the copper connection. It's actually from the other piece that goes in this side, and this is what I'm telling you guys. See how I use my needle nose? That clamp was not in the right position, so I adjusted, put in everything. I had to remove everything again. I had to do it twice. So I'm putting the plug for the overflow switch in, and I'm installing everything back again. I know this is not the best video, guys, but you know, it helped you to get an idea in how to do this repair with the dishwasher in place and not have to remove, because sometimes I rather to do the jobs with the appliances in place, because a dishwasher, once you remove it, you have to disconnect the drain hose from the garbage disposal, and you have to disconnect the power and all that. So if I can do it in place, I do it in place. If I have to go ahead and remove the whole thing out, I will do it. But this is one of those calls that I leave for last, because a lot of complications can happen. Now I'm putting the 2 screws that holds the water valve in place, and again the harness, you know, those 2 terminals for the water flow switch were in my way, so I disconnect it and plug it back in. This is for you guys can see what I was doing and have a perspective that, you know, how to do it. And as you see, it's already filling in water and it's not leaking anymore. So I hope this video helped you in some kind of way. Just run the dishwasher, make sure it's not leaking, and that's it. Thanks for watching.
If this video helped you in any way, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for future videos. Thanks for watching.